I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Shai. My name's Connor Walk from GMS Toronto. I'd like to say double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the brothers out there doing the works in truth and in sincerity. Today's lesson, I'm just going to do a short lesson, man. Just another lesson of some, inspiration, some motivation, for the brethren out there. It says, this is Philippians 4, and I started at 4. Philippians 4 verse 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. So anything what we desire, we're supposed to pray for, man. And we're not supposed to be anxious, if we're praying for certain things, because sometimes we might be praying for all kinds of stuff, man. But the Most High, he doesn't do nothing before it's time. He does everything in moderation, man, and he doesn't do nothing before it's time. And yeah, man. Let me read that verse again. It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh," man. So we're supposed to pray for certain things that we want, man. But the main thing what we should be praying for is, spiritual understanding, prayer that, that the Lord doesn't take away, the Holy Spirit from us, man. That we're able to receive salvation through all this destruction, man. That he has a hedge around our household, around our loved ones, so to speak. Certain things, like we're supposed to be praying for. Then all the other, everything else what we're going through on a day-to-day comes after, man. But, some of those things what I mentioned, that, is supposed to be at the top of our list, man. Our prayer list every day and night, man. And the peace of Yahweh, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Mashiach Yahweh Shai, which means the Christ, which means anointed. Alright, and Jesus, or Yahweh Shai, which means Savior. And I said, for Christ, I said Mashiach, which just means anointed in the Hebrew. It says, finally, my brethren, whatsoever things... Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things, man. I'm gonna look up that word virtue, man. How we're supposed to look up words, man. Virtue, man. So we're supposed to be praying for things of virtue, man. Virtue from Etom Online. This is a good site for the younger brothers or the brothers who just come in the fold. This is a good website to study root words. It's a very important thing when you're in this truth to study root words, man. Whether you're going into the Hebrew, Greek, or Latin, understand what you're reading. It says virtue, moral life and conduct, a particular moral excellence. From Anglo-French and Old French, virtue, force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities, abilities. From Latin virtutum, moral strength, high character, goodness, manliness, valor, bravery, courage. And then it says from man, Bravery, courage in war, excellence, worth from ver man. And then it says, you know, see vera, but only a man could have real virtue, man. You know, only a man could have virtue, man. So that shows you that the Most High, he has order, man. He's dealing with men first, you know, because only men could have virtue, man. Like nowadays, these women don't have no virtue, man. But I'm gonna read this part, this second paragraph. It says, Salakia, especially in women, chastity, sexual purity from the 1590s. Can we find that in women nowadays, man? Now they're sexually promiscuous, man. Sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Sleeping with, Ellen. Oh, you know what I mean? Sleeping with, you know what I mean? Like, these women are all corrupt, man. They're sleeping with fucking everything that walketh on earth, man. From animals, the next woman, men who want to be women, all kinds of shit, man. These women are corrupt, man. So these women don't have no virtue. Let me go further into this word. It says, I'm gonna look at virile. It says, characteristics of a man marked by manly force, from Middle French virile, and directed from Latin virile, slakia, and directly from Latin frivilis, of a man, manly, worth of a man, from ver, a man, a hero. So yeah, they're real heroes of man. And it says, I'm gonna look further down. It says Gothic were, Old English were man. It says virile member for penis is recorded from the 1540s. So only a man could have real virtue, man. A woman could never have virtue, man. Like, the only way a woman could have virtue is if she's sexually, if she's chaste, man. She abstains from, from being a whore, sleeping around with different men, being, loyal to one husband, having one husband, which which you're not gonna find that in 2017, man. And that's why we're gonna have to, that's why the Lord's gonna have to come back and establish order in the earth, man. Because right now everything in the earth is out of course, man. And once the Lord makes his second appearance, everything's gonna come back in its rightful order. So I'm gonna finish this. It says, but I rejoice in the Lord greatly. Slakia, verse 8, Philippians 4:8. Says, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received, and heard, and seen in me, and do, the peace of Yahweh, the power of peace, shall be with you. But I rejoice in the Lord greatly, that now at the last your care of me have flourished again, wherewith ye were also careful, but ye lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. So whether we have money, whether we don't have money, like, we're supposed to be content. We're not supposed to be boasting on one another of carnal possessions. Whether you have a car, nice clothes, whatever, a nice house. You're not supposed to be boasting, man, on money. You're not supposed to be boasting of on your brethren, or be proud, man. You're just supposed to be content, and just live day to day, man. Don't try and make all these big long-term plans, because it's gonna come to naught. Because the society is gonna come to naught, man. Just try and walk the straight path, man. It says, I know both how to be abased, and I know how to be abound. This is what Paul said. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthen me. So with that, I like to say all praises to Yahweh Bashim Ashar. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the brothers out there doing the works in truth and sincerity. And stay strong in the faith. Continue to pray. Pray for the brethren out there, because there's gonna be all kind of temptations out there and stuff. Just continue to pray and stay in the spirit. Shalom and Kwame Yasharallah.